千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Daodejing by Lao Zi. As ever, I would like to extend a warm welcome to one and all. Thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. So now we come back to the Tao of Heaven. This is where we conclude our whole discussion of the chapter. I want to remind everyone that we have gone through the lines in the Daodejing, and they describe the Tao of Heaven in the following ways. It talks about the characteristics of the Tao of Heaven. You're going to see that on the left-hand side, and it will also, Lao Tzu also talks about what the Tao of Heaven does, its actions, its tendencies, inclinations. On the left-hand side, Lao Tzu says, the Tao of Heaven is not contentious. It contends against nothing. In the same way, you and I want to be non-contentious. We'll talk more about that. Lao Tzu says, the Tao of Heaven says nothing. It is silent. Not a word. And then Lao Tzu says, the Tao of Heaven, it does not need to be summoned. You don't call for it. Then Lao Tzu concludes by saying that it is unhurried. Everything happens at the right time. Everything happens at the perfect time. Now, as far as what it does, take a look at the right-hand side. The Tao of Heaven excels in winning. So in the long run, just like karmic consequences always balance out, in the long run, the Tao of Heaven, in the end, always wins. And it excels in responding, which is that whatever you do, whatever happens, there's going to be a response from the Tao. You may not see it right away, but that response is coming. And then the third of what it does, the Tao of Heaven comes on its own. In fact, we say that it is omnipresent. It is everywhere all at once. It's already here. Lastly, Lao Tzu says, the Tao of Heaven excels in planning. That's another way to say everything happens in a coordinated choreography. Everything happens perfectly at the time that it should. Apply that to your own life. Everything happens for a reason. There is a definite reason why you are listening to this right now. Okay, now let's go ahead with the applications, starting by recognizing that the Tao of Heaven goes to the heavenly nets as the same thing. So remember, the heavenly net, not something that you can see. It's invisible, it's formless, but it's very real. It's eternal, it's indefinite, it extends, it is infinite in all directions. And it is across all of space and time. It's exactly like the Tao because, well, it is the Tao. And it is you. You cannot struggle against the heavenly net. You cannot escape its influence. Everything balances out in the long run. That's why we say that it wins eventually. It is silent. The Tao says nothing. The heavenly net, likewise, says nothing. And yet, you struggle against it, it responds immediately, it traps you. You do good things, you gain good results. You do bad things, you get bad results. It responds. There is no predicting when you will hear the response, but you will. If not now, then later, If not this lifetime, then another lifetime. The heavenly net, always there, always present. It bears witness to your actions, even when you think no one will ever know about what you have done. This applies to good, the bad, positive, negative. Lastly, heavenly net, it takes its time. It's not in a hurry. We human beings can be in a hurry. The Tao is not human. It does not operate on human timescale. It doesn't care if something happens in 100 years instead of right now. When it moves, everything falls into place, like it's all planned out and coordinated in advance. So that goes from the Tao of heaven to the heavenly net. I think everyone can see the connection. We do the same thing from the heavenly net to your life. So number one, we follow the example of the sages, we emulate the Tao. The more Tao-like we can be in life, the more we can be better off in this lifetime. Just like following the guidance of the news helicopters in WTAO station with the traffic reports. The characteristics of the heavenly net become our characteristics, like, for instance, non-contention. We have to be non-contentious with other people, so no one will contend against us. So when there's peace and harmony, we win. Indeed, everybody wins. We practice the art of silence, the virtue of saying less, expressing more meaning with less words. At the same time, we respond to the needs of others, and we can do so best with action rather than words. And other people, because of that, will be responsive to us as well when we need their help. What goes around comes around. It's karma, it's the heavenly net. Then we practice being present through mindful awareness. So we don't need to be told to be present. We already are here as Tao cultivators. And when other people come into alignment with us on their own, they too show up for us. They are with us when we need them to be with us. Lastly, we don't need to rush. We live in accordance with the Tao. We don't rush into anything. We do everything with thoughtful plans that come together with effortless excellence. Plan things out, have an idea what we're going into without rushing, without the frantic rush that can take us into a dangerous situation. So that officially concludes everything that we need to talk about when it comes to the Tao of heaven and the heavenly net, along with this heady concept of the true self experiencing multiple lifetimes. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us all travel safely so we can meet again. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.